Today, someone committed arson on the judge's home. Will Trump speak out against the extreme right that did this? Thank God he didn't fall for your stupid tricks, your manipulative gaslighting tricks. Here's another one. Hey, because the left, they do this, right? They say, hey, the right is authoritarian. They say the right is fomenting violence, right? I said the left is violent, changed my mind. I was surprised that very few people actually in the general American public very few people had any disagreement with the idea that more political violence right now is currently coming from the left. That surprised me.
Yeah.
I was prepared to sort of walk people down the path of understanding that there is more violence from the political left. They just don't label it that, but most people already agreed. So even their own leaders have a disconnect with people who might identify as liberal, because they're trying to say, actually, more violence is coming from the right, which brings us to this next story. Remember that South Carolina judge, the house, there was a house fire? Yeah. Well, it turns out that, at least as it seems now, you were told it was arson by all those leftist activists, like everyone's saying, hey, it's arson, violence is coming from the right. I should have set that up, because if you're just hearing the truth now, it turns out it's not. Yeah. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division chief said, at this time, there is no evidence to indicate the fire was intentionally set.
Well, come on.
Oh, well, great. You should see that as a headline everywhere, right? But what about the retractions? What about the admonish button for mainstream outlets that said, and of course, we see radical violence coming from the right? What about MSNBC? What about Nicole Wallace? She didn't waste any time blaming MAGA, saying that MAGA implying was behind the fire.
What we're learning about the fire that destroyed the home of a South Carolina Circuit Court judge who faced criticism from Trump officials after a ruling she made against the Trump administration. It comes amid a surge in hostility and threats against judges, as well as criticism directly from the Trump administration, including for Judge Goodstein, after she temporarily blocked the Justice Department from accessing the files of millions of registered voters in South Carolina.
And here's the thing. If, let's say, someone had set this fire and this person had happened to be a Republican at some point in time, they would list that as political violence. But I'm telling you, even if that was the case, it's not. It still wouldn't even be close to the same. When I say leftist violence, I mean that I know it's violence committed as a means to a leftist political end. Well, how do you know that, Stephen? Because they say it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know they said it? Because I saw them say it and they repeated it. Often, they're wearing an actual jersey that says it, whether it's Antifa or whether it's Act Blue or Trump is a fascist or Republicans are Nazis, punch a Nazi day. They say they're committing it in the name of progressive policies. And even then, it just turns out this wasn't arson. Do we get to put that genie back in the bottle, New York Congressman Dan Goldman? He posted this on X. Trump and @Stephen Miller and MAGA World have been doxing and threatening judges who rule against Trump, including Judge Goodstein. Today, someone committed arson on the judge's home. And we have to say allegedly about everything here, including O.J. Simpson doing the murder thing. Okay. We still say, like, allegedly, if he did it.
That was actually the title of his book.
Yeah, it was.
That wasn't us, that was him that said
the left has no fear of accountability because they've lived without it for so long. This is a congressman in New York saying, today, someone committed arson on the judge's home, severely injuring her husband and son. No evidence whatsoever.
Oh, hold on. We left out a part. Oh, it's right there.
Will Trump speak out against the extreme right that did this? Thank God he didn't fall for your stupid tricks, your manipulative gaslighting tricks. Mehdi Hasan, who I'm quite convinced at this point is paid to act more retarded by the day, said she ruled against the Trump administration and the DOJ not long ago.
I know, right? And we covered that. We talked about that on Monday. And we said, listen, if this turns out to be arson, we will come out and condemn it right now.
Of course.
And Mehdi Hasan has no idea. When he made that post, he has no idea what the motivation was. And here's what he will say. And people are saying this about other public figures right now. He's like, well, I never said MAGA did it.
I'm just asking questions.
All I said was these like facts right here and then showed you this picture.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. We know exactly what you're doing. Stop hiding behind that crap.
Yeah, I'm saying that that Robinson, I always want to, because it's like Tyler Robinson, who shot Charlie Kirk, I try and forget his name, did it in the name of leftist ideology. Why? Because he said it. It was very clear. When we're talking about the attempted assassinations, the violent assaults of conservatives, of Republicans, well, we only address it for what it is when it's very clear. And by the way, of course, completely condemned the one example they try to pull from, the Hortmans in Minnesota, which was not politically motivated. The guy was out of his mind. He said that Tim Walz tried to have him put a hit out on somebody. He was absolutely insane. The only thing he did say about it being politically motivated was that it was not politically motivated. He could be lying because he's batshit crazy, but I still condemn the act of violence.
Yeah.
He didn't say, I did this in the name of MAGA. The left can't do it when not only their side commits the act of violence in the name of progressivism, liberalism, leftism, they can't condemn it, and they try to say, well, no, we don't know. And they also, by the way, justify and rationalize the gleeful celebration thereafter. We are not the same. We are not going to find common ground. We are not going to hold hands and sing We Are the World, because I and we are nothing like you. And you can bet that, God forbid, if it ever gets to the point where those on the right are fed up and you do see right-wing political violence, it happens. Those on the right are usually long-suffering, but when it happens, it's usually surprisingly swift and startlingly effective. So have the conversation that you guys claim you want to have. Show up. Debate. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Our opinions are violence. But wait, you're not showing up. Silence is violence. Then you go, Other liberals who also either implied or outright said that this was right-wing violence. Adam Kinzinger, I threw up in my mouth a little bit. Izzy Garden, the Newsom communications director. Rick Wilson, Harry Sisson, Neera Tanden, the former Biden senior advisor. Nicholas Kristof of the New York Times. So this was a judge who had been, I believe, was married at one point to, was it a congressman or a senator? You guys can fact check me and let me know. I'm trying to remember the story.
I think it was congressman, but I don't remember.
And also, a missing piece of information here, some early reports suggested that there simply was some light S&M at the root of this. Hey,
Listen.
What you do in your own boudoir.
Hold on, let me just, one fact that escaped me, and I think has escaped a lot of people, is that they say that they recently ruled against the Trump administration. That was a month prior to this fire, and it was about the Trump administration getting access to voter data, I believe, or the voter rolls in Virginia. Is that really the thing that you're going to go and burn down a judge's house over?
Yes.
I mean, let's just say that it's like a politically motivated thing. Okay, like what's the thing? Look back here. Did this judge rule against anything? Yeah, but it's just some voter thing. It doesn't matter. I'll just say that she recently ruled against the Trump administration. There you go. Done. That's the headline. What is it about? Oh, it's something that people really don't know or care a whole lot about.
Also, there's a case to be made that this judge kind of ruled on both sides and ruled conservative in quite a few cases too. Yeah, Noodles, you're about to say something?
Her husband is former South Carolina Democratic State Senator Arnold.
State Senator, okay.
Okay, that's her current husband?
Correct.
Okay, because I know she was married before and had a, so I didn't follow the love triangle so much as the left lying about political violence. But here's the good news, or not really good news, sad news. I don't have to lie about political violence to tell you that there's still plenty of it. If you want some headlines in the last few days, it's coming from the left though. So the Harvard professor who shot that pellet gun at the synagogue, Karen Bass, the staffer there, sentenced after a fake bomb threat. The Kavanaugh would-be assassin, that's what I thought when they were talking about judges. A person was trans and targeted 3 justices, not to mention the assaults on ICE officers in Portland and in California. And of course, the very violent, very disturbing Jay Jones text in which he actually expressed the desire to see his political opponents die and their children witness it. It just proved what a piece of crap he is.
Mr. Jones said he would kill someone for the politics and wants violence for children and women, and he'd shoot you too. He's got to be forced out of the race. They want to be commissars, but they don't know how without mowing you down. Don't let anybody fool you.
I'm still a supporter of Jay Jones.
These people can't be allowed to have power again.
Oh, it was fun.
Attacks were not fun. Yeah.
No.
You're still here on YouTube. Remember when we could say whatever we wanted on YouTube and people didn't have to censor out words like gay? See, even that, right? That's not even a swear word. Or the word sex. Even if you're just talking about it, you're not saying anything profane. That's why I live stream on Rumble 5 days a week. Go subscribe over there on Rumble, where you get the live show every single day. If you're still using this archaic form of delivery for information on YouTube, I don't want to judge, but your father hates you.